Hey, I wasn't expecting to make a video today, but I just had a really crazy encounter with Jesus and I really want to share it because I don't want to forget any of the details. So I've just been I woke up this morning, had weird dreams last night. The first thing that the Holy Spirit told me as soon as I woke up was to go take a walk. So I've been trying to be better about listening and being obedient and taking care of my body because he's been speaking to me about that. So I left the house I had a conversation with my husband first before I left, and it was about some pretty serious stuff, but rebuke you, fly. But it was a good conversation, just kind of corrective and loving, but just some changes that we have to make about being more intentional about our family and our house, and it was good. So I leave to go walk, and I get to this first little hill on my street, and I go into a vision and I see Jesus, and he's walking in front of me in a robe that's white, and I'm praying in tongues this whole time. He told me to pray in tongues in the spirit the whole walk. And so I am, and I see Jesus, and I get this urge in my spirit to start to run. Now, let me tell you guys, I'm not a runner. I am not an exercise junkie. I do not like to sweat or to exert myself. The only reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to be obedient. And I had this urge to run, and I wiped my eyes, and I'm like, is that really what I'm seeing? Jesus, is that you? And I looked again, and lo and behold, it's Jesus. And I got this sense of urgency that he was leaving me behind. And I got afraid, and I didn't like the space that was between us. And so, as much as I hate to run, I started to jog. And, this road, it's like full of hills and stuff, so it's not exactly one that's easy to run on. But, I'm praying in tongues, and I'm calling out for Jesus, and I can't catch up with him. And I got this sense of urgency, like he's leaving me behind. Like he's leaving me behind, like I was a little kid, and and I was watching my dad get in a car and leave me somewhere, and knowing that he wasn't gonna come back. And so I started running further and faster. And I'm crying. I'm crying like this. It's like I'm running towards Jesus. And I know that my soul and my spirit is crying out, don't leave me behind. Don't leave me behind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the space I let get between us. Don't leave me behind. And so I just ran, crying out to Jesus about this stuff, and finally, I reached this point of the hill where I'm able to catch up to him, and he finally turns and he looks at me, because he hadn't turned his head the whole time that I was running after him, and he held my hand. He said, come and walk beside me. And so I held his hand, And he said, my heart is that not one would be left behind. But many on that day that cried, Lord, Lord, I'll turn my face from them as if I never knew them. And I said, Lord, but those ones are the ones that don't love you. And he said, in the hearts of man, I've placed a hole where my love belongs. And that the only difference between those who already love me and those who don't love me yet is that the ones who don't love me yet don't know that I'm the love of their life. And that they're the love of mine. He said that he's coming back. He's coming back, and it's sooner than we think. And as I was running, I was thinking about all the little petty problems that we have going on in our lives right now, and how, we can get so easily tripped up on petty offenses and on political agendas and this person hurt my feeling, and this person hurt my feeling, and this person's wrong, and this and that and the other, and me, and I, and and the truth of the matter is that when I saw Jesus ahead of me, and he was leaving me behind, and I wasn't close to him, none of those things mattered. None of those things mattered. I didn't care about what my husband said to me 2 hours earlier that hurt my feelings. I didn't care about how much money was in my bank accounts. I didn't care, because the only thing that mattered was Jesus. And me getting closer to him. And I'm just if anything, this is a word for all the people out there, whether you know Jesus or you don't know Jesus. He's coming. He's coming. And it's sooner than we think. And we have got to change our minds. We've got to get away from all the petty distractions and the cares of this life, because they're all corruptible. They're all gonna fade. If the world burns up tomorrow, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter at all. It's not gonna matter. And your house is not gonna matter. Your freshly mowed yard is not gonna matter, okay? That petty offense that you keep between your brother or your sister to keep from exposing yourself to, pain or rejection or whatever, it's not gonna matter. What's gonna matter is gonna be whether or not you know Jesus, and whether or not you're close to him, and whether or not your family knows Jesus, and whether or not they're close to him, and whether or not your friends know Jesus, and if they're close to him. Because he's eternal. He's the only thing that's gonna live. It's in him that we